folks. Going to let you know right now. I'm not going to explicitly give spoilers for Brightburn here, but I'm going to talk about a couple of concepts, I guess, that are involved with Brightburn that could be considered a little bit spoilery. So I just want to give you that warning now. If you haven't seen Brightburn yet and you want to be completely clean going into that movie, you might want to put me on mute for a minute until we move on to the next topic, okay?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, all right. So with that little bit of a warning given, and I'm not going to spoil the whole ending or anything like that, but most of the stuff I'm going to mention you've gleaned from the trailers. I finally got around to seeing Brightburn last night. And you guys know how excited I have been for this movie ever since that first trailer dropped. Like, I have been jumping up and down in my seat over Brightburn. I went to go see it last night, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts here. As a little indie horror film, it works on that level. As a little indie horror film, it works on that level. But what I was really disappointed by with Brightburn was that concept they introduced us to, Rob, in the trailer,
Yeah.
it doesn't move beyond it. There's literally nothing else to the movie. That's it. That's the whole movie right there. And I kept expecting something to happen, something that gave us either some kind of subplot. There are no subplots in this movie. It is the one story. That's it. I was expecting something that wasn't expected. It wasn't. It was all just there. And here's the main problem I had with it. Now, listen, it sounds right now like I'm really dumping on the movie. I still walked out having had a pretty mildly good time just because it's a cool indie style pure horror film. On that level, it works. But and here's the part that could be a little bit spoilery. Some people, you may consider this a bit spoilery. So just being warned here. There is nothing that stands in this kid's way in the movie. Like, whenever there's a superhero movie, right? There's something, there are obstacles the superhero has to overcome, right? There's something there that challenges the main protagonist, whether the protagonist is a good guy or a bad guy, whatever. There's something there that challenges them. There's a hurdle they have to get over. There are roadblocks that they've got to get around and navigate. There's none of that in this movie for this kid. It's just that we know from the trailer, this is a kid with the powers of the gods, and he goes bad. We know that from the trailers. But that's it. That's like, and again, I don't want to go into too many details because I don't want to give too much of the movie away. Again, as an indie horror film, there's some great moments that harken back to James Gunn's like trauma days that you kind of just find a little bit delicious. But I got to say, I walked out of Brightburn going, that was worth seeing. But I was expecting and hoping for so much more. I do got to admit, I wouldn't try to dissuade anybody from seeing it. Again, I walked out going, that was pretty enjoyable. But I got to admit, the trailers, man, Rob, like our expectations have been through the roof.
Yeah. I chalk it up to what I call the impossible premise, which means the first time I ever felt this way was when I saw the movie Cube 20 years ago, and then Lost. I think the Netflix show that's running now, The Society, and now Brightburn. The premise is great, escape room, but how could it possibly be? You know, you're waiting for some kind of explanation. Like you said, you're waiting for an obstacle. You're waiting for something, a more of an explanation, I would guess, and they never provide one. And so the premise can't go beyond the initial setup. There's nowhere for it to go. And with Brightburn, having not seen it, I would imagine the kid doesn't grow up and take over the world. You know, he doesn't, where does it, I want to know where it goes. Does alien parents show up like in a Star Trek episode and say, oh, we're sorry, it's Charlie X. We gave him this power. We didn't think he would go
Ray's
nuts.
It was Ray's parents. Ray from Star Wars' parents are this kid's parents too. There, I just gave the whole damn thing away.
But should I see it? I want to see it.
I would, well, look, knowing that you appreciate good, like, indie horror kind of stuff, yeah. Yeah, I think you'll, and I think there's a lot of people that'll come out of it with a bit of an appreciation. I think, though, if they just added anything that provided a journey for the lead character, any kind of obstacle he had to overcome, any kind of challenge he had to face, anything that gave us a journey for the character would have made this movie infinitely better, because it's such a great concept and they do handle it on an indie horror level so well. I just really feel there was, I mean, this is the movie. That's it. That's all you need to know.
It's a premise that doesn't go anywhere.
And I just wish they had given a little bit more something for the character to get from point A to point B than they did. And yeah, so again, I still say see it. It's just that my ridiculous, this is going to be one of my 5 favorite movies of the year kind of hopes kind of got dashed a little bit. So anyway, that's just my quick thought on Brightburn. I'm sure you guys have seen, a lot of you guys have seen the movie because you've been messaging me saying, John, have you seen Brightburn yet? Jump down in the comments section or fire off something on Twitter and let me know what you guys think about all that without giving too many spoilers away, of course.